July 3rd from all of us here at Homemade. Thanks for tuning in here live on YouTube. You guys rock. Make sure to, what do they say? Slam the subscribe button? What do you say?
Smash that subscribe button.
Just smash that subscribe button.
You're nailing it.
I love it. Happy early 4th of July to all of you. I hope you have amazing outdoor cooking plans. Friends, family, or just solo. I don't care. All I do care about is that there's really great food happening in your mouth that day. So that is what I'm after. And today we're going to empower you with even more great food for your mouth. If you've never made jerk chicken, man, we are going to show you the ins and outs. But pairing it with something sweet, tangy, that just complements the spiciness of a jerk chicken is key. And we've teamed up with the Peach Truck to create the ultimate peach chutney. So it's jerk chicken, peach chutney. If you've never heard of the Peach Truck, have a seat, sit down, put on like any sort of seatbelt. These are the best peaches in the country. They come from the South, okay? So southern grown peaches shipped to your door. They come, look, in this little box, unbelievable. And when you open them up, just look at this. They're like little gems. They're not really little. They're big gems. And they're just perfectly picked at their peak. None of them come to you green, underripe, overripe. They're at their peak, shipped to you. Only happens in the summer, obvio, but that's what makes them special. That's what makes them so special. So we've teamed up with them. These are the best peaches we've ever had. We are geeking out here at Homemade Studios, eating them, cooking them in so many different ways, and just having a ball, having an absolute ball. So we're going to talk a lot about these peaches, what makes them so special. But what makes this so special here on YouTube is that you can talk to me live because our producer Mary's in the chat. What's up, Mary?
Hello. Happy Jerk Chicken Day. This recipe I have been dreaming of all week. I'm super excited. And I know that you just love a peach, so let's get into it.
I love a peach. I honestly, I said this in a class I taught a couple days ago, but you know, when you eat seasonally, when you eat tomatoes in the summer, when you eat pears in the fall, that type of thing, not only is the produce at its peak, by the way, you're going to get it at a great price, but it's like seeing, I said this before, it's like seeing an old friend. Peaches I haven't had all year. I've been waiting for peaches. And when I eat a peach, I want the best peach. So when Peach Truck shows up at your house, because this gets shipped right to your doorstep, it's a dream. This is the type of peach that just dribbles down your cheeks when you eat it. They're just insane. You literally, your knees will buckle. They're incredible. So again, we'll talk more about that, but I think eating seasonally is so important. And the Peach Truck is all about that, right? This is just a summer deal, shuts down in the winter. Every summer it comes back up. I know for a fact, by the way, I think this is so rad, one of our team members sent it as a gift, which I think is so cool. We'll talk more about that. Okay, let's get cooking. So first thing is a chutney. Chutney is basically like a jam. Let's just call it what it is. It's like a really kind of interesting, I'm going to go with like chunky jam. Gross?
No, it's like a chunky jam that you've always wanted. It's the sauce.
Jam that you always wanted.
It's the tartar sauce to your fries.
There you go.
The chutney is the thing. I love a chutney.
When you have a chutney, you can keep it for literally years if you can it. But even if you don't can it, it really doesn't go bad because there's vinegar and there's sugar and salt to help preserve it. So it's meant to be kind of this preserve. Goes on cheese, goes on grilled cheese, goes on your face, goes on
okay, it sounds like we could make a peach chutney and then have it for a couple months, no?
It's the best. It is honestly the best. All right, I'm starting off with a pepper here. Pepper is really traditional in chutney, so I'm just cutting these into strips, right? No big deal here. And basically, this first part for the chutney is just like everyone in the pool. You just want to get everyone cooking it up. So I've got these strips of peppers. What I don't want you to worry about is the size of these peppers. So try and make them, you know, around the same size, but I'm not going to sweat it if I've got a big chunker like this and a small one like that, because it's going to cook for a long period of time. So it's just going to kind of get soft and delish. And again, I kind of like a homemade vibe. So I've got some peppers. I've got a saucepan on a medium-high heat. So I'm just going to add, do I have this on a medium-high heat? I don't even know if I have this on. I don't even have it on. That's all right. So I'm going to turn this on a medium-high heat, and in go with our peppers. So a little olive oil. You can use any oil you want. And just a little pepper. And honestly, you just need this smallest splash. Cool. Now, again, a chutney is kind of the sweet and sour thing. What makes it sweet is our gorgeous, gorgeous peach struck peaches. And we also are adding a good amount of sugar just to complement those peaches. But I love the sweetness that comes from dried fruits. You can use things like apricots, dried pineapple I've had in it, mango, obviously killer, dried peaches. But we're going to use some good old-fashioned golden raisins. I used to hate raisins. Are you a raisin person, Mary?
I am. I'm one of the weird freaks who loves them.
No, I love raisins.
Put it
I
in the
love
chat. Are you raisin people? Perfect for our peach class.
I love them. And then we go back to savory. So we have a nice savory pepper, sweet, beautiful raisins, and now an onion. Again, don't worry so much about the size. I'm just cutting it into strips. Those strips horizontally, and then chunk it up. I think some of the best cooks I know really are liberal about the sizes that they cut things or the amount of salt or sugar. They kind of just do it to taste, do it to feel. You know, it's just this vibe that when you go over to places like Europe, anywhere, honestly, when you find the really good home cooks, they kind of just like look at it. And that comes with experience, yeah, but it also just comes with like an innate confidence. And I know people who have it from day one when they jump in the kitchen. It's just knowing that you can kind of figure it out as you go. And if they look a little chunky, give them another chop. If they look a little bit small, don't worry about it. It's going to be great. So this looks great. All right, so all these onions in. So I've got peppers, right, sweet bell peppers, onion, and a little bit of raisins. How are we doing in the chat?
Just talking about raisins, you know.
Yeah.
Raisins in the right environment. Those are big.
What is the right environment?
Also, just raisins in the right environment. A chutney,
totally.
like a chicken salad.
Yes.
Raisins in the wrong environment. You're like, why?
And let me
did
tell
you
you a
do
wrong
that?
environment. My lunchbox growing up.
Okay,
That's the wrong
okay,
environment.
good to
Don't
know.
put it in my lunch.
Good
Like
to
those
know.
right? I'm not down
The
for that.
Raisinets box, I have, PTSD from trying to get them out.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally get that.
All right, I've got a jalapeno. This, by the way, this is a monster. Richard, can we get a close-up of this? I'm sorry. Is this a sumo jalapeno? Look at my hand.
Oh my gosh.
What is happening right now with this jalapeno?
Yeah, you guys, we don't need one that big, but please
this is a monster.
marvel at it.
I've never seen a jalapeno this big. Jalapenos are kind of there's some chilies out there, shoshitos, that you don't really know if they're going to be spicy or not spicy. Jalapeno is kind of like that. They're always going to be kind of mildly spicy. I've had a couple that blow my head off. And so just be careful. A good way to test it is just to nick off the bottom. Give it a bite. Yeah, this one's big. It's surprisingly like like very little spice.
I don't believe you, but we'll see.
No, you'll believe me. And what I like to do is I like to roll on it. Richard, can we get it close here? So I roll on this pepper, and that loosens the seeds all over. And that way, when I cut off the top, you can kind of just shake them all out. It's a nice little tip. The seeds, everyone thinks the seeds are so spicy. It's really the whiter inner pith that's spicy, but we're going to get rid of that. So seeds just get caught in your teeth. But really good. I have friends who have chickens. Do you have any friends who have chickens, Mary?
I do, actually.
Yeah?
One or two, but chickens are their life. I've had a few of their eggs, and they're incredible.
They're amazing. And what makes the eggs so beautiful is if you feed them pepper seeds, believe it or not. So I always think, man, I wish I had some chickens.
Okay, who has chickens in the chat, and do your
Yes.
chickens enjoy
Pepper
the spicy
seeds?
seeds? I need to know.
Yes. Did you say sesame seeds?
I said spicy seeds,
Oh,
but
spicy
also I
seeds.
realize they don't have to be spicy.
All right, so I've got our jalapeno, seeds are out, and I'm just going to chop up just a little bit of it for the chutney. You can make it as spicy as you want. Again, kind of just make this your own vibe. People don't think about this, but peaches, because they're so sweet and they've got such great acid, meaning they're kind of got that tang, it works really good with spicy food. That's why you see peach chutney in places like with Indian cooking. It really just lends itself nicely. All right, in we go with a handful of jalapeno. I actually want to slice up the rest of these super thin because I'm just going to like use this as a garnish. You don't have to, but I just think a little fresh chili on top looks sexy, gorgeous. So I'm going to push this to the side. Anything in the chat we need to be addressing?
Just to wrap up the raisin conversation,
Oh,
Sweet
please.
Deanna on Halloween would beg everyone for the boxes of raisins because she preferred them over candy.
Stop.
It's so cute,
That
Deanna.
is
We
kind
love
of
it.
adorable. If I was a parent, I'd be like, so what are you doing with your kid? That
Exactly.
makes them so great.
I
Why does
had a
your
quick
kid want the
question.
raisins?
I had
Yeah.
a quick question about the pepper. So, as a chef, are you ever concerned about, the whole pepper to the eye situation when you're slicing
yes.
up with your hands?
I am
How do you
concerned.
avoid?
So, jalapenos are not that spicy, but if I'm cutting a bird's eye chili, a habanero, something like that, you can wear gloves. That really helps. Obviously, not touching your eyes or any other bodily part when you're cooking is very important. So just give your hands a good wash after you use it. Lots of soap. You'll be good to go. All right, I'm going to add a little ginger. I've got a knob here. I'm going to cut off the edges. I'm just going to go for like a tablespoon here. These are great. These scraps, don't throw them away. I use them to make ginger syrup, things like that. I never peel the ginger because the outside's awesome, but I do wash the ginger. So I cut the ginger like this, slam it. Come on, stay still. There we go. That one really didn't slam. There we go. And then I just kind of chop that up. Again, it's kind of everything chopped up, and it will kind of all melt. I do want to call out, if you're not comfortable chopping everything out, just stick it all in a food processor. I always say that. It just, sometimes it makes the world go round. All right, so we've got some onions, peppers, jalapenos. We've got some golden raisins. I'm going to go in with some honey. All right, good old runny honey. That's going in. It's going to get glazy and sticky. And then I want to talk about these peaches, but I do want to get them cooking. Yes, I'm going to cook these peaches before I'm going to put them in because we want to peel these peaches. So I'm going to show you how to peel a peach. What you do is you hold the peach upside down. So seed side in your hand, just like this. Then you cut a little X. Boop, boop. Not all the way through, just score it. And then lower that into some boiling water. So I'll do that again. Upside down, so on its tushy, the peach butt, score it into the boiling water. All right, and we're going to do that, let it boil for about a minute. All right?
Joel, would you be able to show us, because I know that these are freestone peaches for the rest of the season, would you be able to cut into one for us? If we were to cut all the way through.
Yeah, let me show you guys why these peaches are so special.
It's the opposite of the vibe of an avocado where you just can't get the pit out. My worst nightmare.
That's right.
This will be the opposite.
These are all peach-struck peaches are freestone peaches, which means the stone, the seed itself, comes out really nicely. So check this out, just so you guys get a sense. I always twist the peach. Look at this. Look how easy this opens. We're live here. We don't.
Oh, yeah.
You will know if there's issues. There's no issues. These peaches are, it's like literally jewels showing up to your house. And then look how easy this removes. You know how some peach pits just take up all the beautiful flesh, and then these bottoms, like, see how that to me, when you get a little thing like that, oh, that's just sugar.
So if it's a bruised peach, you're still eating it.
Not only am I eating it, I'm after the bruised peaches.
Yeah.
That means they're at their peak. They're so caramelized and soft. And these peaches, there's nothing like it where I live here in Seattle. They're just so bright. They just pop in your mouth, and they're incredibly juicy. They kind of make all other peaches feel sad, but that's okay. That's what the peach truck is all about. We're going to get back to those peaches. I'm going to add some brown sugar and some white sugar, some apple cider vin. It could be any vinegar you got, like white vinegar. Hit of salt, some lemon juice which makes the world go round and just kind of adds to the acidity of the peach truck peaches. And just kind of mix that around. Look at this big mixture that's kind of happening.
Wait, look at all of these colors. It is
beautiful?
so summer in here. It is
I
so summer o'clock.
know. And then at this stage, I just want to take our peaches out. So I'm going to move all this. These can, like, when I cut into one of these peaches, I just keep eating. They're incredible, literally insane. If you want 10% off, by the way, on the Peach Truck, we have this awesome partnership with them. Go to their website and go to this link we're putting in the chat. Type in homemade. Oh my God.
Guys, these are these are that good.
They make me like lose my mind. All right. I've got some cold water here. Ice water. That's it. And I'm going to take our gorgeous peaches. I'm just going to start with one. And I put it from boiling water into cold water. And I want to see, I kind of take a paring knife and I kind of go back into where I scored it. I want to see if I can kind of peel. You can see that? The skin comes right off. Look at that. All right, so I'm going to take the other ones out because this means that they are done. We're not trying to cook these peaches in the boiling water. We're just trying to get rid of their skin. And this is a really great technique for things like apple, or for peach cobbler, peach pie, when you don't want the skin. I personally always love the skin, especially when it's a really thin skin, like the ones you're getting from the peach truck, where it's not like overbearing. We've all had the peach skin where it's like slips off, kind of like, do you know when you have like fish and chips and like the whole
Exactly.
thing?
That is actually the best way to describe it. Yes, it's the jacket that is too big and also falling off. I know exactly.
Get a right-sized jacket. Peach Truck gets those perfect jackets. All right, now watch this. These are cold now. Richard, can we get a close-up shot of here? Yeah, you got it, baby. Watch this. You don't even need the knife. It just slips right off. Talk about a jacket that just comes right off. Is that not the most gorgeous?
Yeah, paid actor up there.
Look at that. So here's the ridge. Here's the newbie. Peeled. It's
so
naked,
beautiful.
so cover your eyes. This one has clothes. This one does not. Now, the key is it's okay if it gets a little bit overboiled because they're going to cook down into the chutney anyways, but you kind of want to try and keep it as firm as possible. It just makes it easier to chop. For the peach skin, I would dry this out in your oven, or if you have like a dehydrator, and I would put it in your tea, which would be really nice. So just let it soak in your tea and let it hydrate. You know, this really sweet and floral tea. And these peaches, they really do have like a floralness to them.
There's a reason why we have our electrolyte powder in the office, and it is peach flavored. Oh. So why would we not have real peach skins in our water?
All right, so check this out. It's slippery now, but that's okay. I just cut it like I would a normal peach. It just has no skin on it. And I kind of just break it open and just smash it. Okay.
And Joel, can you remind us why we're skinning the peaches for this recipe?
Yeah, just because the skin itself doesn't really melt down. By the way, I'm just going to crush them. I think this is the way I want to do it because I can just chop it up. But it makes it really easy with this freestone. So the reason why is because the skin itself, well, no matter how long you cook the chutney, the skin will stay on the peach. And we want to have this really smooth, beautiful chutney. And so we're kind of just after this flesh of the peach versus the skin. But that doesn't mean we need to throw the skin away. All right, this looks amazing. So we kind of have this gorgeous peach mess. Oh my gosh, look at that. You could just put that over ice cream, chop that up into a salsa, make a little gazpacho, right? Whatever you want to do. So just chop it up. Right? We just made like a very quick peach puree, honestly. And these peaches, I mean, this could go on the bottom of a Bellini glass with some champagne over the top. Nothing is fresher than just giving it a quick blanch, a quick chop. Look at that. So easy. And the golden colorness, you can see they kind of have that sunset vibe. They're just stunning. All right. You can see how juicy these peaches are. Go do this with a conventional peach. You will not have this much juice coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all those peaches and just go right into my chutney. Again, the chutney is going to break it down anyways into a really nice kind of jammy mixture.
I can smell the vinegar over here
Can you?
with the peach. It smells amazing.
It's insane. This whole thing is just crazy. I don't want to lose this juice. Meg, do we have a bench scraper anywhere? I want a bench scraper. This is happening right now. If you're at home, I want you to slow clap for me because
I'll start.
this is exactly. Because when I see like golden peach juice, all I want to do, thank you. All I want to do is save it. That's all I want to do. So what I'm going to do is take this board.
This is so you right now.
Of course. I mean, I'm
to do
not letting
this.
it go to waste.
It's
You
the
can
best.
mop it up, of course, but just take a bench scraper and scrape that juice into your chutney. Why wouldn't you? It's just going to make your chutney that much brighter, more naturally sweet with these gorgeous southern peaches. Look at this. Look at the color of this. Can we get in a close just where we're at?
Oh, yeah.
Get out of town, man. Get out of town. So we just let that cook for about 20 minutes. We'll show you guys what that looks like. We don't expect you guys to sit here for all 20 minutes. But before I move on, I just want to recap where we've been. So we started by chopping up peppers, onions. We put a little bit of raisins in there, some sugars, and we just kind of cooked that over a really low heat. Then we took our gorgeous peach truck Freestone peaches, blanched them. We put them in hot boiling water for about a minute, then put them in cold water, and they peeled right off. You could just take the peel right off. We then squished them up into like a little puree, and we just plopped them right into the pot with everything else that's happening. And at this point, we're on a medium-high heat, like a 5 out of 10, and we are just letting the whole thing cook on down and get syrupy and delicious. What questions do you guys have, thoughts, concerns?
Could you use a different technique to skin the peaches? If
If
like,
you don't want to do the boiling technique, you can use a peeler.
exactly.
I find the boiling technique is flawless and honestly easier.
And additionally, what would you do if you crisped some peach skins? I'm thinking about salmon skin and how you have to put
Oh,
how you
like
put
you
the
want to like put the peach skins on the grill?
or putting them in the oven and smushing them between two baking sheets.
Yes. You know, you could put them in the oven at 200 degrees for about maybe 10 minutes. They'll come out like crackers. Then what I do is put them in a blender with sugar and make peach sugar. Throw that in your coffee or tea in the morning.
That hits different. That'll hit different
That will
people.
hit different. That will hit. It's really good. All right, I'm putting on some gloves. My hand is sticky already, so this is already like surgery. It's the surgery before the surgery. Like just getting the gloves on.
Why is it always that?
It's why?
We can slow clap again.
Also, I just have really big hands. I always
Or we have small gloves, Joel.
Every restaurant I've ever worked at, they've always had to get bigger gloves. I have Shrek hands. Don't judge me. That's just what I have. All right. Why am I putting on gloves? We're about to get real intimate with this chicken. So what I went ahead and bought chicken strips, chicken tenders. Can we kind of just show what these look like real quick? These already are tendered up. Don't feel like you need to do it. Now, if you can't find them or if you have chicken breast at home, that's so rad and awesome. And by the way, if you don't eat chicken, you could do this with firm tofu or mushrooms. You could do this with seafood. But for the chicken, I go with the chicken strips because they're incredibly supple, really tender. That's why they're called chicken tenders. And they're really easy to make. And most of us can find it. In terms of our marinade, we've got all the jerk lover marinade. So I'm gonna hold this up. Richard, maybe you can kind of look at it from up top. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Up top. Not yet.
Little overhead. There we go.
All right. Brown sugar, chili flake, allspice, thyme, mace, cinnamon, pepper, salt.
Well
That
done.
is all you need
Okay.
to make this happen. What makes jerk cool is kind of what makes chutney cool. It's sweet, like the peaches are sweet, spicy, like the chilies are spicy, right? Same vibe. So it's sweet with the cinnamon and the sugar, spicy with the chili flakes. It's just got the whole thing going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this whole mixture right on top.
I'm curious for the folks in the chat. Does anyone know, and no Googling, even though I can't see you guys, does anyone know where jerk chicken originated? I do.
Yes.
Wondering if you all do.
Yes. It's a good question. I can tell you, I don't know where it originated, but you find this a lot in the Caribbean, and I think that if you guys are grilling this weekend, which I know so many of us are, I hope you are, it's just fun to jerk anything, like just make it jerk, right? So like shrimp, scallops, I love it. It just, the jerk seasoning kills every single time it hits. All right, I'm gonna add some oil over the top, and it's gonna become this paste. So check this out. And then that's why I've got the gloves, because there are chili flakes. Mary asked a great question earlier about just like when you're handling chili and the whole thing. But what you can't do here is just like lightly mix the chicken. That's why I've got my gloves on. You got to get in there. You got to move that marinade around. You got to massage it. This is going to quickly tenderize the chicken and just encrust it with all that beautiful spice. What are people saying in the chat about? Did anyone know the history?
They all know. They all know it's Jamaica. So say you don't have access to the peach truck peaches.
Okay.
And maybe you're like I am, living up here in the Pacific Northwest, grabbing a peach, hoping for days that it'll ripen. Somehow it's the one peach on earth that isn't ripening. What implications does that have on a chutney like this? Do you just keep boiling them down?
So
if they're not as super ripe?
Down, what it usually means is you're going to need more sugar. Because peach chuck peaches are so high in sugar, natural sugar, and they're so picked at their peak that when you have not a great peach, you have to kind of make up for how the quality. Mm-hmm. So you need more sugar. So peach chuck saves you sugar, saves you acidity. You probably will need a little bit more vinegar too, to be honest. All fine, but again, you want this natural. You get more peach flavor, more essence, more natural. All right. So what I did at this point, I'll show you I skewered one, but I'm going to get this one on the grill. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on the grill here. Beautiful. And I'm just going to lay this one just kind of that way. Make sure it's sitting nice and flat. So here's what I did. I grabbed a tangy. Is it okay that I call it tangy? Are we like friendly enough to call it?
I think we're friendly to call it tangy.
Okay.
I think that's okay.
I start at the bottom. I go, it's like sewing if anyone sews. And you kind of want to just go like 3 times. So I start at the bottom, back through the middle, back through the front. So bottom, middle, front. Okay, and then I try and lay it flat so it gets a really good surface area char. All right, so I even press it with my hand. And this is how we do kind of the ultimate chicken skewer. Now we're using metal skewers. You could totally use wood skewers. And in fact, I sometimes like wood skewers better because you can soak them in really good things like beer, wine, peach juice to kind of just, like all that peach juice, we could have just soaked our skewers in.
Yeah, forget water. Forget water when the peaches are this juicy.
Yeah, think of the soak as like as an ingredient. That's a great call. Yeah. I'm going to do a couple more of these. This is our lunch here at the studio. And it's going to be a quiet day tomorrow, and I want to leave everyone leaving the studio nice and full with a good lunch.
We are so lucky. I'm asking folks in the chat what they're making for the 4th this weekend, mostly because I do want some menu options for myself. And I'm hearing we've got some potato pepper sausage foil packs.
Wait, potato pepper
let it sink in.
Sausage foil packs. That sounds good.
Sounds like something we could do for a camping trip.
That just sounds like a really smart group thing. Like you don't want to overdo it for yourself, for the group. It sounds like the right thing.
Lena's making the apple roast tart that we made for our KitchenAid class a few weeks ago.
Ooh, that's awesome.
That's
By
just
the way,
like impressive.
If anyone has like company in town, like staying at your house, you need to go back to our class with the peach truck. We did peach danishes. They were
Joel freaked at these. They were so good.
I don't know how to describe to you what happened that day, but it was religious. It was religious.
It's the cream cheese with the peaches. We just know. We just know.
It was so good. I can't. It was like one of my favorite classes we've done in a long time. All right. So, chicken is on. I'm going to wash my hands. Even though I have my gloves on, I always like to wash my hands just to ensure no chicken juice, no cross-contamination, none of that stuff.
Better safe than sorry, always.
Exactly. I always flip my counter. This is just being a chef. I don't know. I'm like crazy about this stuff.
That's why we watch it. That's why we like watching.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. All right, I'm gonna add a little more oil to these. But you want to watch them because the sugar, the brown sugar and the white sugar in the actual rub itself starts to get charred pretty quickly. So this was our first one down. And, you know, don't peel them off. Let them kind of release on their own, but you can kind of see already that this, look at that, is starting to kind of get nice and brown. I might give these a little bit longer, but already looking really yummy. I'll let that one hang. I'm just going to scoot some of these down. They're fine. All right, so these are charring. They look awesome. I do want to show you guys the chutney itself would take a while to cook. So I do want to show you what the finished chutney looks like, which looks like this. Let's get really close, Richard. You can see that the onions kind of turn this pink color from the peach, and the peppers and the raisins.
I'm seeing the raisins in there.
What's that?
I'm seeing the raisins and I'm loving it.
And the peaches kind of hold their own. You can see little chunks of the peach. I mean, the chili, it's so good. So this is the texture. Again, kind of jam. That's kind of what we're looking for. All right, so I'm going to put that to the side. That's looking awesome. So chicken, what really is important is just giving it time. When it hits the grill, don't just sit there and poke and prod. Make sure to give it time to build that crust to cook through, and then we can flip it, right? You can always check, like this one's getting really close. I can just smell them, and you can kind of look on the side. Oh, they're starting to turn color, like white up the sides. That's a really good sign, but just kind of give them a flip maybe every minute or two, but no more than that. You don't need to sit, hit them too much. Don't need to spray them with anything. This one's kind of too much for me. I'm moving this over to the side. Too much for me. All right, I want to make some space. Yes. And I kind of try and grab the skewer, not the chicken. Look how good these look. These are looking amazing. All right. Chicken, jerk chicken. It smells cinnamony, like spicy.
It's just very intense over here. It smells so good.
Yes. And every once in a while, brush them with a little bit of oil. Gives them a little shine. Look at this.
Could you ever do too much? How much is too much oil for this
too much
sort of
oil is
moment?
when it starts to flame up on you, the grill.
Got it. As soon as you see fire, back off, people.
Yeah, so just a little sheen is all you need. All right. Chicken's cooking. Chutney is done. We thought it'd be fun to keep the party going. You know what I might need, Meg, is I need a beer opener. Do we have that? What's that?
They're twist offs.
Twist. I love it.
I know.
All right.
We hid the.
We thought we're going to show you the ultimate grill food. We should tell you what to drink with it. And these
We're not
peaches,
monsters.
What's that? Yeah,
We're not monsters.
We're not crazy. And peach truck peaches, let's just be real. The way you should be eating peach truck peaches is like this, okay? Or cutting it up. Like, they are perfect as needed. But maybe you order a big box, you have some laying around, and they start to get soft on you. 1,000% do not throw those away. What I like to do is cook them. So take one peach, example, with about a half a cup of sugar and a half a cup of water and boil it together. And then you can strain it, and what you're left with is this really good kind of peach syrup. This is incredible in cocktails, really good in salad dressings, believe it or not, and outstanding on pancakes.
It's just outstanding, he says. That is just
outstanding.
so nuts that we are all so orange in the kitchen today. I can't believe that is the color.
So we
gorgeous.
had some peaches. I mean, they're so gorgeous. How gorgeous is that? It's just crazy. We had some peaches because we've been getting awesome boxes. I'm telling you, we are all geeking out. I've said this before. We're obsessed with peach truck boxes, sending it to all of our friends. It's so much, I think, tell me I'm wrong, Mary, but like showing up with wine, tip, showing up with a box of peaches from the South that are perfect.
Or a batch cocktail using those peaches. Forget about it.
Forget about it. It's just like, it's so different. It's so special. If someone hasn't heard about them, it just makes their day. By the way, it's been about a minute or two, so I'm just giving my chicken a little flip. Again, just kind of keeping that every once in a while flip alive. I'll flip them back in a bit. It's looking great. All right. So we're going to make a shandy. We have some beer. We've got some peaches. We've got that syrup. So what I'm going to start by doing is taking our gorgeous Freestone peach, and I'm going to literally just cut this guy in half. I'm going to move this out of the way. Make sure you guys can see everything here. Again, easiest peach in the world to open. Okay? Just kind of go in there after that stone. It comes right out. That's what makes it the Freestone. And then what I do is I just slice this into little wedges. Perfect little wedges. This one is great. You can see how sliceable. So good in salads. Our last class, everyone was thinking like, oh, like where do you use peaches? Honestly, I use peaches wherever I use tomatoes. So if you are a tomato lover or hater, just replace it with peaches. So in go my peaches. All right, I'm going to go in with some lemon juice, about a lemon and a half, juiced right in there. I think a shandy is a surprising cocktail, a little beer cocktail.
When I had my first shandy, I went, wait, this tastes like a cocktail, and I didn't have to be made fun of because of my cocktail shaking.
Yes.
This is amazing. It's so easy.
So good. So I add in my lemon juice, and I'm just going to stir around my peaches. You can kind of bust them up a little bit just to release their natural juices, but you're making just this natural little macerated peach loveliness on the bottom of that. So there's that. I'm going to give my chicken one last flip. I think we're in a really good spot. So one last flip. I do want to take it as close to burnt without burning it. That is my goal. So take me all the way to the edge. That is what jerk is known for, is kind of just that really dark kind of brown hue. And if you need to, throw a weight on top. Could be anything. This is what I teach you guys, is take a pan, put it on top, right? Let it weigh down so it all really touches every bit. It's amazing. I'm going to turn up the heat just a smidge on all these. These are going to come out insane.
We've got some shandy lovers in the chat.
Oh, good. I love that.
It's summer. It's the time. It's the time.
It is the time. So peaches and lemon juice in with some vodka. And, of course, we have this whole recipe for you guys. Here's the peach syrup going right in. These are literally a syrup made from peach truck peaches. I don't know. This is so much more interesting than a punch, too, in my mind. But stir that up. And I'm kind of stirring as I go, because our next ingredient you really don't want to stir that much, because it's beer. And that will just get foamy on you. So we're going to go ahead and twist these guys off. And in we go. And I'm going to do the slow pour. You can do a little light twists. But try not to get, of course, it was the foamiest you could possibly get it.
And what people love about a shandy, it's low ABV. You can maybe have a couple when you're out on a boat.
Yes. They're very drinkable.
Yeah, they're very, very drinkable.
Yeah, they're just light. I love a beer. I'm not, but like, I don't know. Makes sense to kind of complement it with something like a peach. By the way, if you just take one of these gorgeous peaches and you just like nestle it in your beer bottle, instead of an orange.
Sort of a similar effect, yeah.
I mean, come on. That's going to be so good. They just have that balance. Oh, these look so awesome. All right, I'm going to press down this side. All right, this is our shandy. You want to wait till that foam kind of settles. It's always hard to get there. Again, not overly mixing, just kind of the bottom, letting it do its thing. It's okay. Let that foam handle itself. And then I'm going to go to the freezer and grab some just frosty cups with ice. What were you going to say?
Deanna said, I think we're all, I think you mean mesmerized by this drink, because it's just sort of sitting, we're all really watching the peaches. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I love a foamy, I don't know about you guys, I'm not a foamy, but like a, what are these called? Misty?
Frosty.
Frosty.
Frosty. Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I put my glasses in the freezer,
I love
too.
a frosty cup. All right. Let's take those off. I'm just going to keep flipping these at the end. Look at them, by the way. This is, when I talk about getting close to burnt, This is what I'm talking about. We are so close, living on the edge, but not even close to inedible or not fun.
So the
This is
smell in the studio has changed so much. It smelled like we were making a cake, and now it smells like some charred chicken.
know,
That's
right?
the amazing thing
Crazy.
about the jerk.
All right, I'm going to pour this shandy right in here. And I'm going to just kind of shake. Make sure I can get, there we go, all the bottom up. Look how light this looks. Oh my gosh, my wife would love these. And as the ice hit, the foam settles. If you can, get a little, peach in there. That is what this is all about. Drop in. Beautiful. The color is mesmerizing. I have to be real. I'm going to tuck this one in there because that looks so good. I mean, does those not look
God, I mean, our
awesome?
towels matching. We got all the orange in the studio. Those look amazing.
All right, before I get into the chicken, I'm going to get into this. Quick little peach shandy. That's the best cocktail I've had in a very long time.
I am so excited for you.
You forget that when
Yeah.
you add something like a really good peach to beer, the world is okay.
Yes.
Like, I'm not a big drinker either. You guys know, this is so lovely. It's so
when the
lovely.
flavors make it worth it, always. Yeah.
Oh, that is hitting
And
really beautiful.
Incredible for a mocktail. You could do this with some NA beer, and it would still be excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can
absolutely.
have 17 of these if you have some NA beer.
I've had
They're
some
that
great
good.
NA beers, yes. All right. Chutney going right in. So a nice scoop full of that in our bowl. I like to serve it on the side, leave it optional for people. But again, that peach pairs so well with what we've got going on the grill. And then I just take this chicken, and you can see just how gorgeous it comes out. Dark, lacquered. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. Just kind of, this is the one. I mean, look at that. Do you see how it's just barely burning? That's what we want. And I just kind of put these everywhere and anywhere. It smells like French toast. I know that's weird, but it makes sense because there's cinnamon and cloves, and it's got that sweetness to it. But there you have it. You have these really gorgeous, quick little chicken skewers that are totally jerked, seasoned up with the most lovely little chutney that you'll ever have in your life. And so I'll just take a little taste here. These are so...
What a gorgeous little plate. That's summer. If I were to put sort of summer in the dictionary with a picture, this feels right.
Does
Excited
feel
for
right.
you. Excited for you.
So the jerk seasoning is so powerful. Like, it's just with the cinnamon and the mace and there's just a lot. There's a lot going on. The peach chutney like mellows it. It's like when we added the beer to the ice and it mellows, same exact thing. It just kind of like balances the entire thing. The chutney is not too sweet. It's that perfect balance of sweetness because of the peach chuck peaches. We didn't have to overly add sugar. It has this natural peach essence. What makes their peaches so flavorful and different is, again, I keep saying it, this floral notes, like literally rosy, orange hibiscus, tangerine. I mean, it's so good. Chicken itself is amazing. I want to try them each separately. Yeah. That chutney on just a big wheel of brie or on some like buttered bread. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. You guys will love this. You can add a little bit of this chili over the top if you want. But there you have it, a really simple idea, especially for this summer. You've got the shandy. You've got the entire thing. Make sure you obsess over this peaches as much as we do. We are so into it. It's called a peach truck. It gets delivered right to your door. And if you live in the South, they actually might be able to meet you up in person and give it to you, kind of similar to a CSA. All Southern peaches, hand-picked. Again, seasonal. Get them now. Bring them as a present. Load them up in your house freeze them if you don't use them all, or make the most beautiful chutney of your life. Cheers, guys. A shandy to you guys. Happy 4th of July. I hope you guys, again, have great plans. Celebrate this country. We'll catch you next time. The next class is peach and tomato jam flatbread, and that's going to be with Chef Meg. She is our culinary producer here. Never been on camera for a class. So
we are so excited,
We're
you
so
guys.
excited. She's amazing, super, just unbelievably precise with her flavor quality. If you love our recipes here at Homemade, that's all Meg. You can come and share the love with Meg. That's on the 7th of July. Again, back here with the Peach Truck. Use our code Homemade for 10% off. We'll catch you next time. Happy Peaches. Is that a thing?
Yeah, happy Peaches to everyone, and happy 4th. Thanks, everybody, for
Yep.
joining.
When you cook better, you live better. See you guys.
See ya.